Welcome into Halftime Huddle. All right, fans, are you ready? For Chiefs Kingdom and the millions watching around the world, are you ready? This show is presented by Starcade Media, where we break down all the action from the first half of the Chiefs game. And now, introducing your hosts, Chase, Riley, and Jaymes Howell.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Chase, a.k.a. CR Media. Next to me is my friend, Jaymes, Arrowhead Asylum. This is another episode of the Halftime Huddle. We appreciate you all joining in with us. Jaymes, how are you doing today, sir?
Man, I can't really complain. I've been, excuse my voice just a little bit. I've been yelling at my TV. I've been furious at some of the non-calls that has happened during this game. And some of the dirty hits, but man, they're beating us up a little bit on the field. We're kicking their ass on the scoreboard. So, it's what it is.
Absolutely. There's been a couple of hard hits, if you will. A little bit of helmet to helmet action, which is a big no-no in the NFL now. So, the referees catch that and they're going to throw laundry all day on that. But yeah, the scoreboard, they tried for that last second field goal, didn't get it. So now we're still looking at 20-7 right now. Offense had a couple of miscues. Doug Peterson, who knows Andy Reid, kind of gets that. We saw the Philly special, which won Philadelphia a Super Bowl. When Doug Peterson was with Philadelphia. Him doing unorthodox stuff like Andy Reid is no surprise there. You also saw, at the beginning of the game, that surprise squib kick, which got them a first possession. So coming back from halftime, they're going to have the first possession again. So, like I said, a couple of surprises here or there, but they definitely have, the Chiefs are looking really good on defense. But on offense, they've gotta square up a few things, finish in the red zone, and then other than that, I don't think this is going to be a close game. I know that Jacksonville has kind of kept it close, maybe not as what the scoreboard likes to see, but as far as keeping the offense off the field, stopping them in the red zone, Jacksonville, like I said, closer than what the scoreboard says, but the Chiefs have to just fine-tune those mistakes on offense, and this game could be a runaway.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and this has actually started to become a little bit of a problem. It ain't hurting us too much in this game, but repeatedly we're getting off to slow starts, making mental mistakes, making mistakes that are shooting ourselves in the foot. This time in this game, it hasn't cost us, but this is something that we need to kind of shore up moving forward. I think that the defense, to what you were saying, has played phenomenally. The defense has played lights out. Great thing for it too, because I've got the Chiefs defense on all my fantasy leagues, and they're killing it. I love to see it. So
Yes.
I don't think this is going to be close. I know it seems a little bit closer than what the scoreboard indicates, which, there's still a pretty good spread there. But going forward in the second half, I think we're about to see a blowout.
Yep. Jackson, like I said, Jacksonville has some tricks up their sleeves, but with Doug Peterson, but the Chiefs, they come out, they tighten up those first half mistakes. You're going to look at a little bit of a runaway, and there's a lot of comments coming in about mental errors and, butterfingers. I think we saw a fumble. Now I didn't see who fumbled that ball. Was that Pacheco that fumbled that ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Pacheco that fumbled that ball.
And that's all right. He's a rookie. He's a 7th round rookie who has done absolutely phenomenal for this team so far. Very, 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 very impressed and love Isaiah Pacheco. I think he's got a great spot in this offense. But to take the focus off of Pacheco for a little bit in that fumble, Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I don't know what happened. I mean, you and I talk about this on our show on Tuesdays, Arrowhead Asylum. And I mentioned it just this past Tuesday. I don't know if Kadarius Toney was, if it was just coincidence that Kadarius Toney all of a sudden is better. Because he's had a lingering injury since they drafted him. And a quadricep injury, and has 2 catches for all year. This was a real head scratcher when I saw that the Chiefs gave up a 3rd round pick for this guy. And he's looking like a stud out there. Now, granted, it's against Jacksonville, and the Jacksonville's defense is not anything to be, to brag at home about. But, granted, he's quick. He's got those high steps. His route running, we kind of saw a little bit of a preview of it last week, and you're seeing more of it now. Noah Groniger, who is very critical on McCole Hardman for his lack thereof with route running. I got to tell you, watching Kadarius Toney, I'm loving his route running, and I'm loving his quickness and his speed and how well he's fitting into this offense so far. I think he's going to be a huge, huge, huge weapon in this offense going forward as he learns that playbook. And we've kind of seen it in the first half. Noah says Juju could be out multiple weeks with that hit. Pacheco fumbled the first one. The kickoff was Jody Fortson at the end of the half. Toney is better than McCole. I am not shocked that Noah said that.
And you know what? And I kind of agree with Noah on that. Toney reminds me of Tyreek Hill. And, I was in a sports chat, during the game, and I was talking about it. He reminds me of his shiftiness, his route running, his ability to make people miss. Reminds me of Tyreek Hill a lot, and that's Tyreek in his early years, before he refined his skills and became the Tyreek he is now. I'm not saying that he's explosive as Tyreek or just as good as Tyreek is now, but he reminds me of Tyreek in his early years.
Yes. Adam Cole, baby, mentioned that Toney and Saunders haven't had a good game. Let's talk about Colin Saunders. While we've got a little bit of time here before we kind of get into the second half. Colin Saunders is playing out of his mind. The game last week with him chewing and spitting out the quarterback last week, and then this week, I watched Colin Saunders chase a guy 20 yards down the field and kept up with the guy. And that's a defensive tackle. Colin Saunders is playing out of his mind, and I
lights out.
Yes, I want to see those front 7, those defensive guys. They're a great core, those front 7. With Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Carlos Dunlap, Colin Saunders. Those guys are and awesome.
How about your boy? Leo Chenal coming in and getting that sack today?
Yes, violence and physicality.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. And Colin Saunders, like I said, just playing lights out. Those front 7, they're a great group. They need an extra oomph to get them going. And once they get going, it'll be Sack Nation. I promise you.
Yes, sir.
Rich Womack says WTF is wrong with Butker. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know if it's a case of just the yips or the weird thing about Butker is if it's 50 plus, I'm so confident. I'm absolutely confident with Butker, 50 yards, 45 yards or more. But when you get to like the PAT, those 20, 30-yard kicks, man, he scares me to death.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Well, Noah says he's still dealing with his ankle issue, according to what he said this past week. Says he has to change his approach to the ball, but he's had extra point issues even before the ankle. But it's getting worse because of the ankle. I agree.
Yeah,
let's talk about the second half, man. Tell me what the Chiefs got to do to maintain this lead and to close this game out.
Well, they just got to clean things up a little bit, right? They've made a couple different mental mistakes, mental errors. Got caught by surprise, in the opening kickoff, and the whole punt thing, and you just clean a little bit things up and keep running the ball. They've been very successful. I'd like to see them do better on second down. To create more third and short situations and sustain long drives, but just keep running the ball. You've been doing great at it all day. Isaiah Pacheco is ripping off 8-yard runs and has been all day long, and just keep running the ball and we'll run the clock out, go into victory.
Absolutely. So usually when you and I do these halftime huddles, I'm the guy that says, hey, pound the rock, run the ball, yada, yada, yada. I'm not doing that today. I've watched this secondary that Jacksonville has, and they're not good. They're blowing coverage. They're leaving wide open holes. They're not focusing on Kelsey. They're letting speedy guys get out in the open. I'll tell you what I want to see. Let's pound the rock in the fourth quarter, but in the third quarter, I want to see Mahomes go out there and bomb it. And I want to see. Yeah. I want to see us put up. I want to see us put up 2 more touchdowns, and not let Jacksonville score another touchdown, maybe a field goal and some garbage time points. But I want to see the third quarter. I want to see Mahomes light up the scoreboard, and then the fourth quarter, I'll go back to my usual. Pound the rock, run the ball, open the play action, all that good stuff. But the third quarter, man. Let's let Patty Mahomes do what Patty Mahomes does, and that's bomb it. So because they're leaving guys open, and Kadarius Toney is quick, speed. I love it.
You ain't lying. Boy, man. You ain't lying. I'll tell you that.
All right, guys. Jacksonville will receive the second half kickoff. This has been another episode of the Halftime Huddle. We greatly appreciate you guys joining us. And wherever you guys are watching us, whether you're watching us on Clint and Noah's Facebook page, Starcade Media's Facebook page, YouTube, Twitch, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that follow button. Stay tuned to Starcade Media for all your Kansas City Chiefs needs. And then tune in with us next week for another episode of the Halftime Huddle, guys. My name is Chase, CR Media 1988. This is my good friend, Jaymes Howell, Arrowhead Asylum. As always, good fight.
Stay legendary.
Good night. Have a great day, guys.